Hello again, Luke from Students of History here with our next unit preview in the U.S. History curriculum. We're getting into there now. It's at Manifest Destiny. This period, it's always a little bit of disagreement. Your curriculum might go in a slightly different order because a lot of these things are going to overlap when you're looking at sectionalism and Jackson and Manifest Destiny and it leading into the Civil War. So if you wanted to rearrange these, you certainly could. All these are editable. But looking at Manifest Destiny, I've got it as about a 7-day unit. This is based off a block schedule. So if you teach 45-minute or maybe an hour-long classes, you could easily break these lessons up into two, or so it might be 14 days. Could be a little bit less for you. We're going to start off with Manifest Destiny, the whole concept of it. Americans heading west, and we look at some of the groups that head west, like the 49ers, Mormons who headed into Utah, and some of the others who were heading out west. And looking at that painting, American Progress, and we use that and analyze it and pick out some of the groups who are heading out there. Students do this wonderful reenactment activity where they read about the different groups who are heading west, and then do a little scene for the rest of the class in front of that painting. And then we take notes on the painting about who all these groups were going west and the impact that it had on the American Indian groups who were in the west. Day 2, we spend a day looking at independence for Texas. Then Texas obviously coming into the United States. We look at the Mexican-American War, the Battle of the Alamo, and how that became a rallying cry between Tejanos or Americans in Texas. Day 2 is a great interactive notebook activity where they're taking notes and opening up the doors of the Alamo. Then we look at the Indian Wars as a whole, especially looking through Western expansion. There's obviously many different conflicts between Americans and moving into, and then they would sign agreements with a lot of these tribes. Then obviously those agreements were broken soon after, and then the conflicts that ensued as that happened. So look at Indian Wars as a whole, leading up to Little Bighorn, and really being the symbolic end of the American or the Indian Wars with the United States. So that kind of is a big picture lesson, and there's some great primary sources and some pictures that kids analyze as they go. The next lesson is on the Gold Rush. We have some great primary sources there. There's a wonderful PowerPoint and guided notes sheet, or also video lesson that you can use for that lesson. To look at the Americans heading west, then the Populist Party. This is a lesson I sometimes will mix back and forth between this unit or the Gilded Age unit because it kind of overlaps the two of them. But we're going to look at who the Populists were, why they came into power as the railroad was connecting west, and some of the impacts that had on local farmers, and how they pushed for more political power. Before a day of review, some review games, review activities, a great unit guide that covers the whole unit before the assessment. That test at the end of the unit is editable. It's a Word document. You can take out or add things if you need to. There's a Google Forms version, so you can have kids take the test right online and have their grade right away. And then you've got all of your distance learning resources right here at the end. Each lesson is going to include those Google Docs and Google Slides, but some teachers like them all in one place if you're teaching virtually. So that's there for you. This is a great unit for you here for Manifest Destiny, American Expansionism. I think it's perfect for your middle school, your high school U.S. history students. It's a great way to have everything done for you, all your lessons there for you, so you really don't have to stress about planning at all. If you have any questions about it, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out, and happy teaching.